Goes family, welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional day. Today's word of the day is Editorialize. Editorialize, which stands for to express an opinion in or as if in an editorial. And so today's world, we got a multitude. There was a time in the world where the only way your word could be put out into the world is if you was actually published with a book, published with a physical book, physical magazine, or in certain parts of the country, especially in the South, where you can, even the West Coast, I think, yeah. This is the only place I've ever seen somebody on a bullhorn speaking through a loudspeaker in a neighborhood or just a downtown area. Excuse me, it's been in Atlanta, North Carolina, parts of North Carolina, and Los Angeles, California. So where people are, they're preaching their word of God and things of that nature. Well, DC, I've seen it too. I'm from the DMV area. But is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But that was usually the only way you could get your word out. If it had to be through a published magazine, published newspaper, or a published book. But nowadays with the internet, you can get your voice out. And if a lot of people are into it, whether it's a blog or a blog, where you're making content like I'm making now, you can get your opinion out. And I think that's one beautiful thing. And, I might not agree with everything what everybody says, but this would be a boring world if everybody agreed on everything. And I don't even think successful relationships and friendships can prosper if everybody's always on the same page in regards to never challenging anybody's mindset and saying, well, based off of X, Y, Z, this is why we should do it this way. But what do you think? That's the appropriate way to go at it. Instead of just talking at people, you talk to people. But that's another story for another day, because we live in because of social media, we live in a very narcissistic world where everybody's narcissism is being displayed on a regular basis, and everybody just feels like they know everything, and they surround themselves with yes people. And my mindset is, if you're challenging me to help me advance in my life, then challenge away. Because I'm used to being around people that want to challenge me because they want to just appear smarter than me, and they want to have arguments, or some people call it intellectual masturbation, that lead to nowhere. Like you have people who will spend years on specific theories and different phenomenons in this world that lead to nowhere. A great example was string theory on the Big Bang Theory, the show. I know the show's been over with for a minute now, but there was a time that on the show where Sheldon did not want to be. He's been practicing. He's been studying string theory as a professor at Cal State University on the show, which is based out of Pasadena, California. He's been studying that for a long time. He got to a point where he was just drawing a blank, and he was like, there's no other conclusions he can draw from it, and he wanted to be able to study something else, and do research on another subject matter and whatnot, because he was going nowhere. And a lot of times people want to become the smartest people on the planet because they sound great and they make great arguments, but these arguments lead to nowhere. So always put your path on a place where you're around people that lead to great intelligent debates that lead to somewhere and don't lead you to nowhere. So I could not put it any other way. Today's quote of the day is by Morgan Freeman, one of my favorite actors. He says, "I've been living with myself all of my life, so I know all of me. So when I watch me, all I see is me." It's boring. On why he dislikes watching his own films. This is why he said that. And because he's not the only one. I remember Johnny Depp says he doesn't watch his own films. A lot of people who are actors, actresses, they never really watch their own films like that. They never watch their work because they just love being in the moment of the craft of being a thespian, of being a great actor or actress and whatnot. They love the craft of it all. They might maybe watch a trailer preview or something to that effect, but actually watching the whole movie that they've worked months or years on, it's not a thing that they like to do. They just like the art of being in the moment, especially when people like him, they come from the stage. Johnny Depp, he needed money. He was in a part of a rock, but he moved to Los Angeles to be a rock star. And I think he was at a point where he was almost basically broke. So he auditioned for the role of Freddy Krueger, got the job, and, without really having any experience or training, but he just gave it a shot because he needed the money. So that's just what it is. So on that note, do the great thing for things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live, bro, like a fool.